Blog Talk Radio.
Fatcat, man, y'all rockin' the Fatcat show. This is my show. F-A-T, watch the time on you. Say it one more time. F-A-T, man, y'all rockin' the Fatcat show. This is my show. F-A-T, watch the time on you. Here we go. No matter what you say, I'ma spit it how I spit it so you niggas can forget it. Everybody is a critic. I walk in the dark with my chronicles veridic, with my game up the bar, so your girl'll let me hit it. Damn, man, my show's simply marvelous. You can stop the hating and debating, you can't argue this. Cause if you found something better, you would sip Moretta while wearing an ugly sweater. But my show you listening, so stop the whimpering. This is for the sinners and the born again Christians. Turn to Philippians. Nope, you can miss me then. If you wanna talk, take my number, you can hit me then. Cause you know my show is rocking. Fatcat, remember that when your girl is shocking. When them headphones are knocking. Fatcat show and you don't stop the knocking. F-A-T-C-A-T, man, y'all rockin' the Fatcat show. This is my show. F-A-T, watch the time on you. Say it one more time. F-A-T-C-A-T, man, y'all rockin' the Fatcat show. This is my show. F-A-T, watch the time on you. Here we go. Yo. What's cracking? You rocking with your boy, the sinister minister, the thinking deacon, the Rabbi Raymond Noodle, the chaplain of fried chicken's last rites. Y'all know who it is. That's Fatcat. And I'm down with my dog, Roof, for the first time in a long time with the visuals. With the visuals, you know. Set the light, bills. What's cracking?
What's up with you, man?
Nothing much. Like we start every show, every show, we want to give them birthday shouts out to all who celebrated birthdays. It was some birthday today that I was supposed to shout out, man. You know, with that Alzheimer's, man. You know,
Hey, don't even play. Hey, look, don't even play like that.
Yeah. I'm not even gonna play. You know, because my grandmother had dementia and stuff like that, so I ain't gonna play with it, But sometimes, you know, the older we get forgetful and stuff like that. But
just you.
But we wanna get them birthday shouts out to everybody. It's good to be in the land of the living. Amen. Unfortunately, just like we got life, we got death, and we at the Fatcat Show want to send our condolences out to those who lost people. And I want to send my condolences to the Haygood and Pringle family over the loss of their brother and cousin and father, Freddie Pringle. He passed away this about 2 days ago. Was it yesterday or today? One of them days. And he was older than me. We grew up. He was like a big cousin to me. And I'm just sending my condolences out to Regina, Jean, all the families that have been affected by his death. And Freddie, rest in peace. You'll be missed, because. So with that being said, man, what's been popping with you, man? Good.
I've been just trying to stay cool. I don't have AC. So I just, making those trips to the car, letting AC just blow on me from the car.
Hey, don't feel bad. I ain't got AC over here, but I got plenty of big fans and stuff like that over here. So it just, but sometimes this weather, man, it fluctuates to me. Kind of like at night it get kind of cool, and then when the fans blow in, I'm trying my best not to get sick. You know what I'm saying? With the air and stuff blowing on you at night, that night air. And so that's one of the things I'm trying to avoid, just being sick,
You still doing your 6 feet distance when y'all in public?
Oh, yeah, definitely. A lady actually pissed me off today because, we was lining up at the grocery store. And so, me, I don't, unless the person is at the back end of about to get their groceries bagged up and put in their cart, I don't step up to the conveyor until they that far off. And so the lady was far up to get her groceries bagged and put in her cart. And I went up. The man told me, "Come on, you can unload your stuff." So I unloaded it. And so as I'm halfway point, the lady's still up there, and I'm halfway point. The person behind me came up to try to put her stuff up on the thing, and I was like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa!" Like, wow. Some people, I guess, some people feel safe, vaccinated, but I'm still waiting to see this thing out. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to those who get vaccinated. I just really don't feel safe with it just yet. You know what I'm saying? I think, I don't know. I'm a conspiracy theorist, so I'm just not too safe with it just yet. I make sure my kids stay masked up and all that, man. I just really, hey, I'm cautious of those when I'm in church. People that get around me, I'm real cautious. So, hey, you feel safe yet? I know you just.
Yeah, I feel better. I'd have been all out, all downtown and restaurants.
Wow. Okay.
I know it's not the safest thing in the world, but
Yeah. But you know what? Hey, to each his own. I don't knock nobody. I just know how I want to keep myself and my family safe. But anyway, man, we just stay safe out there. Do how you feel to keep safe. I'm not that person that well, I don't party. I really don't party. I don't drink or do none of that. So none of that is included for me. But if you do, just still be safe, because there's still COVID cases out here.
and that's for sure.
So, but I want to get into something that I saw on the news here in our very own state of Michigan. Um, did you get to see that the Asian man shot the 6-year-old black kid?
No, I didn't even hear about that.
Yeah. We gonna watch this video right quick, and we gonna get into the discussion of what happened. Amen.
Shot a little boy. He walks free, making bond on Tuesday. It has this family angry and confused.
And I'm trying to figure out how he got a bond that was so low for trying to kill my kid.
Arnold Daniel trying to figure out why Ryan Lee Wen is out of jail after allegedly shooting his son Kobe.
He tried to hit me with a sledgehammer, but that's not gonna work because I'm too fast.
So then what did he do?
Got a gun. Boom! Shot me right here.
It's all on video Saturday afternoon on Candlewood Lane. You'll see kids playing, hear a gunshot, then Kobe realizes he's hit. Lee Wen allegedly fired through his front window. The bullet went in Kobe's arm and out the other side.
He's bleeding! He got shot! He got shot! He's bleeding! What? He's shot here! He got shot! He's bleeding!
Hey, man, what do you think about that, man?
I think he wouldn't have to worry about a bond. He wouldn't have to worry about the making funeral arrangements, because you will have to do that. Me being a father, I couldn't imagine waiting for the police to come get him. 'Cause I would have to shoot him in his face.
And not only just the nerve to shoot a 6-year-old, he went after him with a sledgehammer. So he intended to kill the boy, and he and gave him a low bond. That's what kind of like really took the cake for me. Like I'm really not understanding. As I say this, more than any other race, and people may look at me crazy, but more than any other race, man, we as black men, we have to protect our kids more than any other race ever, to me, because stuff like this is happening. I've never seen in such a generation, well, since slavery, that our kids are so much under attack. You know what I'm saying?
They've been under attack, but now they have video for everybody else to see.
Right.
I can remember when I was young. What's the girl named Natasha that Tupac used to rap about all the time? Yeah.
During the Rodney
Yeah,
King, we went to that Korean store. But you know, you know what the real killer is to me too, is that we've been attacked since the beginning of time. Our race has been under attack since the beginning of time, and then we went through slavery. We went through the Reconstruction period. We got all this history of there was more than one Black Wall Street that happened where they've been doing that since we've been under Reconstruction, since we were building little self-sufficient black towns for the longest, but the only one that they actually hid in history that we really recently found out about was Oklahoma. But until then, we come to find out they had a lot of other little towns that whites destroyed.
I read about like 5 or 6 different cities that they destroyed.
Yeah.
You have black business owners that's flourishing.
Yeah,
they would jealous and destroy it.
Yeah. And it was recently too that I seen that right during the time when they still tricked when slaves were free, and they still tricked us for another 30 years and let them work. That it was actually a free black man that had his own farmland and store, and he was flourishing, and then some white slave owners got jealous, and they went and hung him and took his land. And it's numerous stories like that. Like that. But I think the thing that stood out to me with Black Wall Street was the military bombing their own people. Bombing our towns and cities. The military took part in it. So I don't think it's ever, a question of how America really hates black people. And I really don't understand how, a lot of people might get mad at me. I just don't understand how any black can be patriotic. I really don't understand it. I know my grandfather, during my grandfather in them days, they had to go to the military. My grandfather and my wife's grandfather were drafted. But I really don't understand how any black man could be patriotic. Because like I said, more likely we have to teach our kids differently. And it's not fair to me. We got to teach our kids differently. Our kids sit up there and watch that. I remember during the George Floyd trial, my kids were asking a lot of questions. They were asking a lot of questions during that time. Like, Daddy, this how it's really is out here? Yes, it is. And it's sad to me. And just for this man to even be able to get a bond, and then you look at how they intentionally do us, and I think, like Wallace brought up a couple of times, like it's intentional to get us angry and in our feelings about certain things. Because you look at, they just went through this thing where Asians were being attacked, and they quickly passed a bill of Asian harassment. They quickly passed that bill. But we've been victimized for so long, and ain't no bill passed. Mm-hmm. None. I really don't understand it. It just talking about it really angers me. You know what I'm saying? So I don't get it. If anybody wants to call in and talk about this subject that we're on. That number is 646-564-9728. Press 1 if you want to comment. I'll tell you one thing. If that man shot my kid, any of my kids, like I said, they'll be giving me a bond.
Right. But what's so crazy about the black community is like they can have white cops or cops of other races come into the community and police us.
Yeah.
With the Arab store owners, they can make up a name and be around our kids. Sam, Michael, Tony.
Yeah.
Around our kids. Nobody will have a problem with it.
Right.
They can eat and kill our kids. We still go to the stores.
It's so crazy, and I heard, and you know what? And this is the reason why so many mistakes with the justice system are made. Because from my understanding, this man wasn't even supposed to be out in the first place to make that, to go be able to go after that young baby. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't even supposed to be out because he had a list of criminal offenses. He's supposed to have been locked up. So, in all the time they do it, it's always, a victim that wasn't even supposed to be because they chose to, make a mistake. How many times have you heard of them releasing somebody and they go out to kill or do something like that? And then we dealing with a lot of mental issues, people that are really
they put us in jail over child support.
Right.
Your entire summer will be gone because you're sitting in jail because of child support. And then after you get the felony for child support, now you can't get a job because you got a felony.
Crazy, ain't it?
About the justice system is just not for us.
It's so crazy. One of my partners did 4 months for child support. 4 months.
He probably don't even know if the baby is here.
Hey, you know what? I'm not even gonna speak on it, but he did. But he did 4 months, man, and they, don't get in the rearage because they're gonna expect that money back. You know what I'm saying? Then all you do is, and people like that, and it wasn't even only one time he was locked up. He just kept, because he couldn't find no job, he kept going in and out because he couldn't make no payments. So it's definitely, a trap for us. Friends of the court ain't friends of black people, black men. I'm just saying.
And they scare us into wearing condoms. Now we can't reproduce.
Oh, yeah.
Everything is all planned out.
Yeah. Definitely.
You're scared to go up into a black woman without a condom.
Right.
And now you don't even have any offspring. Crazy, huh?
You know what? I would have just loved to see the reasoning behind the judge giving this man a low bond or anything, especially when a child was endangered. What made you think?
The judge probably said, "So what did he do? Oh, it was a black kid. I'll give him a $200 fine." You better be on your best behavior. Don't go after him.
The main problem to me. The main problem to me is that we got lawmakers that are too old. We got lawmakers that are too old. You got people that's making decisions for the country. I know they got people behind them pulling strings and stuff like that, but we got too many lawmakers that's 80, 70, 70, 80 years old that's sitting back here looking, can't barely see, can't barely go make it to the bathroom, but they making decisions and laws. Has
it always been like that?
All the time, and it confuses me. I'm befuddled by that, man.
Befuddled.
Befuddled. You know, I can't spell it, but I can say it. You know, and I know what it means. But hey, it got me. I was sitting up there looking at Biden the other day, like, man, look at this, dude. They don't even know what's going on down low what we deal with. They don't even know. Really don't.
They know they don't. They just don't care. It's the difference. They don't care. And the quicker that people understand that they don't care about you, that's when you'll start making changes.
Right.
But what I say about like those store owners, it's no one the hell. They should be in our neighborhoods around our kids. We don't even know their damn name.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know what kind of history that they had in their country.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But you can be a mass murderer in your country, kidnapping kids, and now you're in the black community. Nobody cares.
Right.
Hey Sam. Hey Michael.
Right. You know what? It's similar to remember in the 80s when Fidel Castro dumped all those refugees. Sent them to America, put them on boats, and just let them float on over here in America, and we took them in, and didn't know the history, didn't know nothing about them. And it's the same for any person. One thing that I kind of, and I hate to say this, that I kind of agreed with Trump was closing the borders. I was more in agreement with that because, like I said, I seen a lot of things where even like some people from Mexico would kill somebody over here and jump right over towards the border, and we can't bring them to justice, can't do nothing. You hear that all the time. People just fleeing to countries and doing something over here and just fleeing back over to their country, and they might wait a couple of years, probably come over here under a different passport. We don't know who we neighbored with, So
Neighbor with Sam, Michael, Tony. I told you.
Yeah, so it's just crazy. But anyway, I want to get into our next topic, which is going to tie more into our major topic today. Kwame Kilpatrick, man. The big Kwame Kilpatrick thing, from politics to preaching.
How do you feel about it?
The politics to preaching. I have my feelings about it. I want to watch. We want to look at a quick video. Then I'm gonna tell you my feelings about it. All right. So.
Okay.
All right. Here we go. I hit the wrong one.
It was a sermon about second chances, about hope for a new future, and hundreds were here to hear it.
I ain't trying to trick nobody, manipulate nobody. I ain't trying to cheat nobody. I ain't trying to do none of that. The light is on. The light is on. Look at me. This is me.
Former Mayor Kwame Kilpatrick left Detroit in handcuffs with a 28-year prison sentence. Today, just 7 years later, he's back.
I want to thank you for praying for me.
Introduced today as preacher Kwame Kilpatrick, a changed man.
I've been on the floor in a solitary confinement cell, and I heard, "Come to yourself."
Some have expressed skepticism at his transformation, but many at the historic Little Rock Baptist Church today believe.
I believe that he met with God inside that prison. He had an encounter, he shared it. It touched my heart and it touched the life of many other people.
Well, to be honest with you, I've been in prison before for drunk driving, and a lot of the things he said about being in prison was to relate to me.
Everybody deserves a second chance. Did he do something wrong? Everybody have done something wrong. He acknowledged it and he moving forward.
I'm not letting death have reign over me. I'm not staying down in the pit. I'm not gonna lay down and play dead for too long.
You get the picture. What do I think? What do I think? And don't hold this against me. I'm asking those who really think, because I'm a minister, there's still a lot of things that I have to work on with myself, and I try not to be judgmental because I really don't know the conversation that Kwame had with God, if he did, or if, I know the scripture says, "Judge not, lest ye may be judged. For the judgment ye judge, ye shall be judged." So I try not to be judgmental. I'm being careful, baby. But the thing that gets me, that I question, is that the repentance factor of your conversion. Now, when you give your life to God, you become a new creature. Sure that, Corinthians 5:17. Therefore, if any man be in Christ, he is a new creature. Old things have passed away. Behold, all things have become new. I understand that. But it also says to restore what you destroyed. Restoration. So I look at it at that point of when he went in, he didn't admit to any guilt. When he came out, he wasn't required to even admit to any guilt. So he had a clean.
Let me ask you something, okay?
Okay.
Should he admit to guilt to you or to God?
I think.
Who are you? Who are you?
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Restoration. Restore. You owe more than God, because you did a lot of dirt that hurt a lot of people. He owes the city of Detroit and taxpayers an apology. But he don't think he did anything. That's the thing that gets me. He don't think he did anything. He came out, he didn't even admit it in the sermon. Just like, but that's just the part of me that kind of like really looks at it and just like, Lord, work on me to have like total, just not to be judgmental about the situation. But he could have had a talk with God. But I know that God would want him to restore. He said it because the scripture says if you see your brother, if you had an ought against your brother, you sinned against your brother, then you're supposed to restore him.
You know what I don't like? I'm saying black people will forgive and give everybody else a second chance, but another black person.
But you know what?
But I'm saying you could be right about restoring, but how do you know? Because he's on his path. He said he's on the path that God put him on, right?
Yeah.
And nobody know what timetable and what he's going to do to help make people that he hurt feel whole again. You know what I'm saying?
But you know what? Yeah, and God could work that out for him, and I don't doubt it. But the thing that kind of like gets me is that for just to begin humbly, you could have, if really God called you, why start at such a big church with media? Because listen, wait a minute. The media is what got him in trouble in the first place. Because he loved media attention.
But if he would have started at a small church with no media, people would have still had a problem with that. So sometimes you get put in a situation, no matter what you do, people are going to find a problem with it. And you'll spend your time trying to prove that you're this kind of person or how much you didn't change.
Let me.
You don't owe anybody an explanation or excuse for anything.
Let me.
You don't have to talk to anybody but God.
you're right, but in a heartbeat, if your actions affected a lot of people, this is the thing that gets me. His actions hurt a lot of people. His actions, see, I can sit up here and I can say, yeah, I'm pro-black. I'm this. I'm the youngest black mayor. This, that. I could do all that, but if my actions, see, he people say he did a lot for black people, but he victimized a lot of black people also that wasn't part of his group. Now, he took care of black people that were in his circle, but other black people and black businesses suffered because nepotism, because he kept the wealth within his people. Now, he victimized a lot of people. Now, we can't just sit up here and act like Kwame was, just this old pro-black guy. And then we gotta think of another thing too. There's a young man now growing up. I know he a young adult right now. He's growing up without his mother, with no answers, with no real answers of what's, he might have had a hand in, with no answers.
But that's all speculation, man.
But I mean,
if it was any proof, he would have got charged.
Okay.
They gave the guy 28 years for some bullshit. They could have got him on murder. He would have been locked up on murder.
But listen, I'm saying this because the thing is, what it proves is that if you're a powerful person, then a lot of other things will be covered up. The only reason why Kwame they didn't really dig into it because a lot of other powerful people were at that party, that quote unquote unsubstantiated party that could have been proven really a lot of little cover-ups going on with that party.
Let's get back to what's going on now.
Okay.
He's a preacher, and you disagree with him.
I'm not.
Just walking.
There was a time where you had to earn your stripes in walking in somebody's pulpit, and a lot of it to me is a lot of propaganda. I could be wrong, but a lot of it for me is propaganda, and I can't speak on how other people would choose to react to this situation or how they do, how they would do. But I know that you just can't. Well, back in the day, you just couldn't just walk up into anybody's pulpit. But today's climate of church is so different now because we were just talking about even at a couple of years ago at Aretha Franklin's funeral, Farrakhan was up in the pulpit. Bill Clinton was up in the pulpit. There was a lot of people that didn't have no business being up in the pulpit that we just allowed. And I'm a real stickler for that too, because I don't just let anybody walk up in the pulpit in my church. I don't do that. You have to be very careful. You know what my pastor mentor told me? He told me this. He said, and this was so wise. I don't want to quote it wrong, but he said, if you set your own clock wrong, then you deceive yourself. But if you set a public clock wrong, you deceive many. And I took that because, like I said, I take the sanctity of God in ministry so serious, man. And it's nothing to play with. And he could have a transformation. It's not really up to me to really judge that, because that's between him and God. But I do think that he owes the city of Detroit an apology. He owes the future striving to be black mayors an apology. He failed. He failed in that aspect of doing what he did, because in the beginning, I was a big Kwame supporter. I voted for him. I was a big Kwame supporter. But when he got in here acting like, excuse my language, the typical nigga.
Oh, stop it. Come on, man.
I'm just saying, when he got
Hey,
it.
hey, bro.
No. I'm speaking. When I say nigga, I'm not talking about black people. I'm talking about an ignorant person. When he got up here acting like that, like I could do what I want to do because I could do it. And then we got people behind him like, go ahead, Kwame, hey, you can do anything you want because you taking care of us. That's what get me.
I don't know. I have a different view on everything.
Okay, tell me your different view.
I think that man went to prison. He lost years of his life, years that his kids can be with him. He lost his wife. Everything. I'm talking about all this stuff was his fault. It ain't like it just happened to him for no reason. Mm-hmm. He lost everything. Come out. He was doing preaching in prison. It ain't like he just walked out and that's his first time preaching. He was doing it in prison.
Wait a minute. So we kind of went over a little bit. I want to go into our topic for today, which ties in to the same thing. Our topic for today is should second chances come with stipulations? Should second chances come with stipulations? See, we talking about the same thing right now of a person being able to, just walk into something, a second chance with a clean slate, and that's not the case for everybody. The typical guy. That's not the same. They don't get the same kind of chances such as that. But like you said, hey, he lost his wife. Yep. What's up, Will? He lost his first wife. Yeah, he put her through some hell. I don't know what she did initially or nothing. His son suffered behind that, and I know he probably took care of that end of his thing. But the city of Detroit suffered, and like I said, future generations of young black guys sat up there and watched him, and he failed. He failed. This is part of history now. You failed. You took it. You had something. You had it right in your hand, and you could have did something so miraculous. You could have. The city of Detroit he probably would have been mayor forever till he died, like Coleman Young.
But you can't stop your life because of bad decisions that you made. I'm saying if you want to come back and pay the city back or the people that you wronged, it's no better place to stand but the pulpit. I'm talking about because there you can actually make a change. You can make a change where a lot of these politicians ain't making a change. That's like saying the people that let the kids get sick and die in Flint because of the water. Should they go to prison? Are they forgiven? People ain't even talking about it no more. We didn't have the money they didn't have the money to fix it, but all of a sudden, when COVID happened, all of a sudden you came up with all this money to get people stimulus checks not to work, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
I'm telling you, that money could have even been used to help the people in Flint.
Mm-hmm. So,
I'm talking about we're so forgiving for everybody else. But we won't give each other a second chance. But let me get back on the topic. Second chances. I don't believe in second chances. Me. I'm not talking about the Kwame Kilpatrick situation.
Why
I'm talking about because me and my daughter had the same conversation. We was talking about relationships with men. And I told her, when they don't work out, don't ever go backwards. Leave it alone. That's a lesson that I had to learn.
But
if it don't work out the first time, you can forgive somebody, but stay the hell away from me.
You know what? That's weird because we all had to have a second chance. See, I can say this. I believe in second chances, but I think a second chance has to be earned. That's my problem. Wait a minute. Wait. Wait. That's my problem with Kwame. His second chance wasn't earned. He just it's like in his people that
you're nobody.
Wait a minute. His second chance wasn't earned. It's like to me because he's a leader, and he has an influence over because keep in mind a lot of black parents are talking about this right now, and there's somebody with the talk going on, the conversation going on in the in the homes. Some kid is sitting back listening and watching, and they're gonna internalize this thing. And a lot of black parents don't even know the true significance of why they support him anyway. All they know is that we got this culture of because a white person got away with it, we should be able to get away with it too. We have this culture instead of let's just be right. Let's let's do it right. I don't want to if let's say Jeff opens up a tire shop and Danny Boy over here opens up the same tire shop, but I'm gonna support Jeff because he's black, but he's not giving me good service. He's not showing good customer service or nothing. But I'm just gonna spend my money with him because he's black.
You just went on a whole nother subject.
No. I'm saying this to say how the culture is. We do that. We look at it. We like, oh, I just gotta go over here with black, no matter what he did, no matter what he did, because white people.
Are we talking about forgiveness or customer service?
Well, it ties in.
It
ties in.
I'm just trying to follow you. That's all.
Yeah, it ties in. Just open up your mind and look. But it's like, to me, that's the thing that gets me the most with our culture. A lot of people, they like, oh, they trying to. A lot of people were saying, oh, they just railroaded him. He did it. He put himself in that situation.
He went to prison. But now we just had a guy beat a child and try to kill a child.
Yeah,
he's out.
No,
that man went to prison.
He back in now. They arrested the dude. They put him back
again.
In. Yeah, they revoked and put it back in because of the outcry. They got him. So, and I know things are not. But
fair. I wonder if that store's going to be back open. It'll be closed down for 3 days, then back up and running somebody else's name.
This was actually at his home that he shot the child.
Oh, wow.
This was actually in his home. That's the thing. See, we got to get out of that mind state of, well, white people got away with it, this race got away with it, so why can't we do it? So then nobody don't have to be right.
So would you say we're in a problem?
Huh?
Would you say that black people is the problem?
I'm saying our problem, that's our eternal problem. That we keep comparing wrong for wrong with other races. Let's just do right. Let's at least do right by each other. Do right. That's all I'm saying. Do right by each other. That's all I'm saying. That's all you got to do. Is do right by each other. It shouldn't be nothing wrong with that. Instead we just, in the minute that we, for example, I had when I had my own house, and I had a plumbing issue in my bathroom with the tub, and I called a black plumber. He came over there, did a little stuff, and tried to charge me an arm and a leg out of just out of it. And I could have went with another.
Where did you get the plumber from?
The internet.
You get it from the internet, so you got somebody with no references, period. You don't know about any other jobs he did for you to know that he's a good plumber, right? Do you even know that he gives good prices? So, whose fault was that?
But I'm saying, when you try to do the right thing,
but you still got to make the
the
right decision.
But no, I'm just
you can't get mad about bad decisions that you done made.
No, I'm just saying that this is for the naysayers that always talk about, hey, you don't go black, you don't do this, you don't do this.
Going black don't mean go grab any person off the streets, not knowing if they give good prices or do good work. Come on, man.
So
that's not going black. That's being an idiot.
I'm saying, but see, you want to sit up here and act like you never ran into the same type problem. So don't even dick me around.
I put myself in check after I did though. Yeah. I said, okay, you want to got somebody with no references, period. We don't know what kind of
who said I didn't check his reference?
Because I asked you where you got it from. You said the internet.
The internet. He had the Better Business Bureau thing right on it.
How many stars did he have, Tom?
5.
Did he do good work?
Hell no. No, he did good work, but he charged me. but he charged me. It went up, and it was something so, that kind of just got me like, wow, it wasn't even that. Then he wasn't even that much work that he did, but he was like, hey, out the butt. But I chose to go and support black, and then.
But how do you know the charge that he gave you was too high?
Because I called several other little
places around. I'm sure you making up stuff.
No,
after
a while I did. I called. Since he did it, like I said, I was in a hurry to it was my fault because I was in a hurry to get the thing done.
Yeah, it was your fault, right?
Yeah, it was my fault. I
know it was your fault.
But anyway, he didn't get a second chance with me. But anyway, like I said, I believe in second chances. I do. I believe in second chances. I believe that, but I believe that the second chance has to come with a stipulation. And I think too, like for and this going back to Kwame, and I think right after he get through with whatever whatever he's trying to accomplish, because they said he can't practice such and such law for a while, but he can run back for the mayor position.
You think this is all a plan? He's I think he's going to churches, and then he's going to go right back into politics.
If I'm telling you, in the next 10 years, if we still here, the next 10 to 15 or whatever it is, Kwame gonna be mayor of Detroit because he's gonna be mayor of Detroit again because we got so many people that follow him, and they and it just weird. You didn't even hear when he got locked up. When he got locked up, you didn't even hear. You rarely heard people talk about Bobby Ferguson. How he got railroaded. He was just doing what his boy wanted him to do. But you just heard Kwame, this and that. Then But you didn't hear them group Bobby in there. Kwame and Bobby, they just said Kwame. You know, Bobby, what about him? He got railroaded just as well. But you didn't hear them say it. Then when Kwame got out, everybody forgot about Bobby. And then all of a sudden, you know, hey, what about me over here? What about me? I'm locked up too.
Well, so you think he should have did the whole 28 years?
I'm not saying that.
What you saying, man?
What I'm saying is I think that things shouldn't be given back to him so easily.
What did he get back?
I think, like I said, the opportune chance. I think he should be able to earn everything back. But everything is lining up, and this is the problem when you deal with people with prestige and no prestigious people. They align themselves with certain things and are able to get things back so quick that me and you would have to almost go a lifetime to earn back. And this is because I don't think he would ever truly learn his lesson. I think it's set up for him to go right back and make the same mistake that he made before, or something different. That's my problem with the situation. You know, I'm happy for him. I'm glad he out. I didn't think he needed to do that 28 years, but I just think in his process when he first had power, I saw arrogance. Even when he got locked up, arrogance. He showed the city.
Arrogance shouldn't get you 28 years in prison, and that's what they gave him. He got pardoned by Donald Trump.
Yeah.
But the man got 28 years in prison. That's enough to change anybody. That's why I think it's a real change with him, because he thought he lost his life.
Let me say this.
Sometimes it takes a near-death experience for people to get it.
But let me say this. That pardon he got, right? How much do you think who he knew played into it? A lot. Because let me tell you. Wait a minute.
If you would have went to prison for the same thing, nobody would have cared because you're nobody.
Right. Let me tell you, because to me, if it was real genuine, Bobby Ferguson would have got pardoned right with him. He should have looked at that case and been like, oh, both of them got railroaded. Let me get both of them. But it was who Kwame was and who he knew that got him. And
the same thing who he was got him 28 years. It goes both ways. You know what I'm saying? Because who he was got him 28 years in prison, which was unfair as hell.
So let me ask you this: you think he doesn't owe the city of Detroit an apology?
I didn't say if he owed him an apology or anything. I said this man got a second chance on life. That's what he got. Because he was supposed to get out of prison. He's like, 87 years old? That means life. The man thought he had lost his life. He lost his wife. He lost time with his kids. He had nothing. They stripped that guy. He had nothing.
And that's the part I didn't agree with. I didn't want him destroyed. Really didn't want him destroyed.
I'm talking about all that cockiness, all that other stuff. Being in solitary confinement can really humble you. That'll make you thank God. Because there's nobody else to talk to but God, right? Mm-hmm. That's a hell of a plan. Oh, I'm gonna go to prison for a few years, get out, become a preacher, then become a mayor again. Come on. You have to be a maniac. You have to be a serial killer to think like that.
You don't think it happens?
No,
you don't think it happens? I think
because you asked me what I think. I'm trying to tell you. I think the man went to prison, and he really found God. That's what I think he did. He found God. He didn't have him before. Maybe if he would have did a year of prison, he probably would have been on some old slick stuff. He don't even sound the same.
He don't? That sound like one of his typical. Nah. That sound like one of his typical speeches. Listen here. Remember. I'm just gonna be, and I hate to do this because it's bringing up past stuff. What he said in the pulpit reminds me of what he said years ago. I swear before my God, I didn't cheat on my wife. I didn't do these allegations that they said I did, and all of that. But he did.
You know what? I wish somebody that's listened to the show that's been to prison will call the show. I'm talking when you get stripped and taken away from everything, taken away from you. Somebody telling you when to go to sleep, telling you when to wake up, putting you into a solitary confinement. I'm talking about it's nothing more humbling.
But then again, than that. But then again, like I said, you're right, but I don't think that the normal person that goes through that went to prison would have dealt with the same issues or coming back to the same thing that Kwame done came back to. They wouldn't. The main person.
Well, you think he should suffer?
Huh?
He should come back to living in his mama house in the basement, right?
No. I just think when you real humble. To me, when you real humble, but I can't tell him how to do it. I can only speak for. This is how I would have did it myself. My sincerity would have been shown by, hey, I don't want no media. I don't want none of this around me. God called me. I just wanna really preach the word of God. Now, if somebody would have came there and caught wind or something like that, then okay, that would have been that. But hey, but then again, like I said, I'm not Kwame Kilpatrick. But anyway, we want to thank everybody. What's up, Wallace? We want to thank everybody for tuning in to the Fatcat show. Like I said, second chances are different for each everybody, each individual. I think power and prestige could give you a better chance of a second chance, and I think the average Joe, man, he just he struggles with second chances. I know plenty of people that are not Kwame Kilpatricks that are still dealing years of
90 seconds.
Dealing with years of trying to get second chances. I know people personally, like family, relatives and stuff that have been to prison and are still 10 to 15 years into trying to get their life right. And most of the times, you're not going to be able to get a fair shake unless you make your own way and build your own business or something like that to give yourself that second
60
chance.
seconds.
So, with that being said, like I said, y'all be safe out there. Remember, COVID is still relevant out here. And so protect yourself. I don't care, if somebody sneezes, make sure you run to the hills. If somebody cough, run to the hills. Still practice your distancing, because like you said before, you don't know where a person been or what they dealing with. So you got anything, man?
No, I just want everybody to have a nice, safe night. Stay cool, baby. Stay cool.
It's cool, baby. So y'all be safe out there. See you, Wallace. See you, Will and the Mean Queen. We up out of here. Peace.
10 seconds.